Two people, same job, same paycheck, the same $5 coffee every single morning. 40 years later, one of them is worth more than $500,000. The other one has a stack of empty cups. They earned the same money. They spent the same $5 a day. So what happened? Today I'll show you exactly how and why the answer has almost nothing to do with coffee. Welcome to Quiet Capital Hub, where wealth isn't loud. Meet Sarah and Marcus. They work the same job, earn the same salary, and share the exact same habit: a $5 coffee every day. The only difference is what each of them does with that $5. And later, we'll bring in a third person, Marcus's older brother, James, who does everything right, but starts 10 years too late. By the end of this video, you'll understand why one small daily decision becomes a $450,000 gap. What happens if the market doesn't cooperate? And the one thing that matters even more than how much you save. Stay until the end. The last few numbers surprise almost everyone. Let's start with the habit itself. $5 a day. Most of us never think about it. It's just coffee. A small, warm, completely reasonable purchase. But $5 a day is about $150 a month. Roughly $1,800 a year, quietly leaving your account one cup at a time. Sarah and Marcus both have that $150. Marcus does what most people do. He drinks it. Every morning the cup is full, and by lunch it's empty, and he never thinks about it again. Sarah does something quietly different. She still enjoys her mornings. She's not depriving herself, but she takes that same $150 and invests it every month into a simple, diversified portfolio earning about 8% a year. Same income. Same $5. Two completely different decisions. Here's where it gets interesting. In year one, Sarah's investment looks almost boring. A couple $1,000s, nothing dramatic. If she checked her account, she might wonder why she's even bothering. But money that's invested doesn't just sit there. It earns a return. And then that return earns its own return. Your gains start producing gains of their own. That's compounding. And it's the quiet engine behind every fortune. Watch the curve. For the first decade, it barely lifts off the ground. It feels slow, almost discouraging. Then it starts to bend upward. By year 20, the growth is clearly outpacing what she actually puts in. And in the final stretch, the line goes almost vertical. Not because Sarah is adding more, but because 4 decades of compounding are doing the heavy lifting. She never increased her $5 a day. She just refused to interrupt it. Time did the rest. So let's fast forward 40 years and look at both of them. Sarah invested $150 a month and ends with $523,651. Marcus drank the same $150 a month and ends with 40 years of empty cups, about $72,000 spent and nothing to show for it. The gap between them is $451,651. Let that sink in. Same job, same paycheck, same $5 a day. Neither of them got a raise, won the lottery, or picked a hot stock. One of them simply pointed that $5 in a different direction. One decision changed everything. Now here's the part nobody tells you. Out of that $523,000, Sarah only ever put in $72,000 of her own money. The other $451,000? That wasn't sacrifice. That was growth. That was time. Look at the milestones. After 10 years, she has about $27,000. Honestly, not that exciting. After 20 years, $88,000. After 30 years, $223,000. And then the last 10 years alone add $300,000. The snowball gets bigger the longer it rolls. Most of the magic happens at the very end, which is exactly why most people quit before they ever see it. And that's the real lesson. This was never about giving up coffee. It's about giving your money enough time to grow. The $5 is just where the story starts. So how do you actually become Sarah instead of Marcus? The good news is that it's almost boringly simple. And that's exactly the point. You don't need to pick winning stocks, time the market, or check your account every day. Sarah did 3 things. First, she automated it. $150 moved itself out of her account every month before she could spend it. so willpower was never the deciding factor. Second, she kept her costs low. She used a simple, diversified index fund that just tracks the whole market, something like an S&P 500 fund, instead of paying high fees that quietly eat your returns. And third, she picked the right account for tax. In the United States, that money might live in a Roth IRA or a regular brokerage account. In Canada, a TFSA is built for exactly this. Your gains grow completely tax-free. The specific tool matters less than the habit. Automate it. Keep it cheap. Leave it alone. That is the entire strategy. Which brings us to James, Marcus's older brother. James is smart. He watches Sarah build her quiet fortune, and he decides to do exactly what she did. Same $5 a day. Same $150 a month. Same 8%. He does everything right. With one difference. He starts 10 years later. That's it. Just 10 years. By the same finish line, James has been investing for 30 years instead of 40. And remember what we just saw. The last decade is where the snowball does its heaviest work. So James ends with $223,000. A great result. But Sarah ends with $523,000. That 10-year head start, the same 10 years James spent thinking he'd start later, is worth about $300,000. The lesson is uncomfortable, but simple. When you start matters almost as much as whether you start. The best day to begin was years ago. The second best day is today. Now, I can already hear the objection. 8%? What if the market doesn't deliver 8%? That's a fair question, and an honest channel has to answer it. So let's stress test Sarah's plan. At 8%, she reaches $523,000. But if returns come in lower, say a cautious 7%, she still ends with about $394,000. At 6%, just under $300,000. Even at a pessimistic 5%, that same $5 a day becomes around $229,000. And if the next 4 decades are generous, say 10%, she crosses $900,000. Here's the point. The exact number is uncertain. Whether it's $200,000 or $900,000 depends on the market, and nobody can promise you a rate. But across every realistic scenario, the quiet investor wins, and the person who drank the coffee ends with nothing. The strategy doesn't need a perfect market. It just needs you to stay in it. There's one more honest caveat, and then I'll let you go. $523,000 in 40 years is not the same as $523,000 today. Inflation quietly shrinks every dollar. At about 2.5% a year, Sarah's $500,000 is worth closer to $195,000 in today's money. Still life-changing. But that's the honest figure. And here's the twist. Inflation doesn't just shrink your savings, it inflates the coffee too. That $5 cup? In 40 years, it's more like $13.43. So Marcus's habit doesn't stay cheap. It gets more expensive every single year, while Sarah's money grows faster than prices rise. Inflation is exactly why doing nothing is not the safe choice. The cup that feels harmless today is quietly working against you. And if there's one thing that decides whether you end up like Sarah or like Marcus, it isn't intelligence, and it isn't income. It's whether you can leave it alone. Sarah's hardest job was never earning 8%. The market did that for her. Her hardest job was not panicking when the market dropped, not raiding the account for something shiny, and not quitting during those slow early years when nothing seemed to be happening. Wealth like this is quiet and a little unglamorous. It's built by the version of you that stays consistent long after the motivation fades. That's the whole secret. There isn't a second one. So be honest with yourself for a second. Are you a Sarah, a Marcus, or a James? There's no judgment here. The whole point is that the smallest decisions, repeated for long enough, quietly build a fortune. You don't need a bigger salary. You need time, consistency, and the patience to leave it alone. If this made you see your morning coffee a little differently, subscribe. We publish new wealth-building strategies every week. And 2 videos to watch next. First, the employer match. The free money most people walk right past, which can dwarf even this coffee math. And second, James isn't out of the game. We'll show you exactly how a late starter can still catch up. Thanks for watching Quiet Capital Hub. Wealth isn't loud.